Because if you do that, then your trading on Monday morning is going to be absolutely terrible. I'm 20 years old, almost funded with $500,000, and if you actually want to become a full-time trader, then you are going to need to make those sacrifices. Yo boys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you exactly what I would do if I had to learn how to trade again from scratch. All of the mistakes that I made and everything that I did wrong at the start of my journey, I'm going to tell you about, as well as all the things which I did right. I'll also tell you about those as well, so you guys can learn from my mistakes, but also learn from, you know, the things that I did right to help me now move to Thailand at 20 years old to trade full time. So if this is something that you are interested in, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, guys, I'm going to explain to you the first thing that I would do if I wanted to start learning how to trade again from scratch. Now, the first thing, guys, that I would do if I was trying to learn how to trade again from scratch is to make sure that you are learning from the right place, okay? When I started learning how to trade, I was trying to look on YouTube for free. I was learning from Signal courses. I was doing all of this stuff, but it wasn't really an effective way of learning how to trade. If you're starting out your journey, the most important thing is that you are learning from the right person or from the right group of people who are actually going to benefit your trading and teach you how to trade the correct way. So the first thing that I would do if I was learning how to trade from scratch is invest in a mentor, because that mentor is going to be somebody who can speed up the trading journey way quicker than if you were trying to learn for free on YouTube or trying to learn for free from maybe your friend who isn't going to take you that seriously. But when you pay for somebody to actually teach you, you're investing in yourself, and that is how you are going to see results, because you've put your hard-earned money, probably from your 9-to-5 job, which you've had to work weeks and months for, into a course, into a mentor, and you're going to use that money to fuel your motivation to learn how to trade. And that's kind of what I did at the start of my journey. I was learning for free on YouTube for a while, and then I decided to invest in a mentor, and that is when my progress went from, you know, this very, very bumpy to this when I invested in a mentor. So the first thing that I would do if I had to start again, guys, is of course get a mentor to teach you. Now, the second thing that I would do if I was learning how to trade again from scratch is make sure that I've got a 9-to-5 job fueling my trading, giving me basically guaranteed money to put into my trading accounts, so I'm not reliant on trading 100%. Because one of the worst things you can do when you're starting out your trading journey is kind of believe that you have enough skill sets to do this full time when you don't. Maybe you get funded with a 10K account or something like I did, and you think, okay, I'm now funded, I'm now going to make loads of money from trading. But the reality is, guys, if trading is your only source of income, especially at the beginning, it's going to be very hard to remain profitable in the long run. So that's why the best thing to do is to work a 9-to-5 job alongside your trading, have that money coming in every single day, every single week, every single month, and fuel that into your trading until eventually you're making consistent returns from trading, and then you can quit your 9-to-5 job like I did a few months ago after dropping out of university. Now I'm living in Thailand because I was able to use that 9-to-5 money, fuel it into my trading accounts, buy my funded accounts, pass those funded accounts, and after being profitable for a couple of months, you know, even a year, that is when you can decide to quit the 9-to-5 job and travel the world or do whatever you want to do. Now, if I was still working a 9-to-5 job and I was kind of thinking, where do I actually put my money? How do I actually invest that into trading? First of all, going back to point number one, if you haven't already paid for a mentor, that should be your priority, okay? Do not go for funded accounts until you actually know how to trade from a mentor. That's a mistake that I made. I went for probably 3 or 4 funded accounts before I even knew how to trade. And of course, I blew them all. So the first thing on your list is to use the 9-to-5 money into a mentor, into a course, into your education. And then after that point, when you know how to trade, then you can use the 9-to-5 money into not a live account, but into funded accounts. Start with a small funded account, start with maybe a 10K, a 25K, even a 50K funded account. And when you can pass that, when you actually have results, then that is when you can use your 9-to-5 money to now go for bigger accounts such as 100K, 200K. And when you can pass those guys and get payouts from that, eventually you will be able to quit your 9-to-5 job and do trading full time, okay? So that is exactly what I would do if I had to start again and I wanted to keep working a 9-to-5 job. Now, once you have the mentor who you're going to learn from, okay, point number 3, and the next thing you need to do is actually start learning, okay? What a lot of people do is they might invest in education, but they just don't actually start, okay? They maybe wait until the perfect moment, but that's the worst thing you can do, guys. As soon as you pay for a mentor and as soon as you are ready to take the leap of faith and learn how to trade, what you need to do is start learning straight away, okay? Make sure you've got that 9-to-5 job to kind of give you that extra money every single month. And then while you're working that 9-to-5 job, now it is time to actually learn how to trade. And there's a couple ways that I would recommend to do this. Now, if the course course and the mentor that you're learning from is good, hopefully it is, okay, and hopefully you actually choose somebody good to learn from. But if it is good, guys, then the course is going to be very well structured, and literally all you need to do is watch the videos in the course and make notes. And the best way, in my opinion, and what I did to make notes, is literally just open a Word document or a PowerPoint slide, take screenshots of the pictures from the course and put those into the Word document. Write your own definitions, write your own notes underneath that picture, and then you have your own sort of, I guess, Word document which you can look back at every single day and make sure that you are understanding what you are learning, okay? It's very important to make notes. Do not just watch videos on the course. Do not just listen to a mentor speak and not take notes, okay? You must take notes. You must treat this like you're learning a new subject in school, and that's what I always like to say to people that I teach, and take it very, very seriously, because the worst thing you can do is maybe watch videos from a course or sit on a Zoom call for an hour with a mentor and not actually make any notes. What is the point? You're literally just gonna hear the information in one ear and it's gonna come out the other ear, and then you're gonna be confused about what's going on the charts. And another thing that is super important to do when you're learning is to make sure that you are not rushing the process, okay? Make sure that you're spending at least 2 or 3 months actually learning from this course which you purchased, because a big problem that people do is they buy the course and they think, okay, I'm going to rush this and get it done in a week, but they're not going to understand what is actually going on. Spend time and spend a couple hours literally watching one video and making sure that you understand that to the best you possibly can. Really take time to learn from the course, really make good notes, and spend 2 or 3 months, 4 months, 5 months learning how to trade, guys. And I guarantee that you are going to be a better trader than somebody who tries to learn in a week or two, okay? That person that's trying to learn in 1 week or 2 weeks is not going to be as good and have as good knowledge as somebody who's been learning for 4 or 5 months, who's taking it a bit slower, but is actually like retaining the information, okay? So make sure that you're learning from a course, and make sure that you are actually taking in the information, making notes, and taking it slow. All right, boys, so now that you're learning from a mentor and you have money from a 9-to-5 job coming in every single month, and you're now learning how to trade from that mentor, what you need to do is you need to make sure that your psychology is on point, okay? And there are a few things which I would recommend that you can do to improve your psychology. One of the most important things I would recommend, and what you kind of need to stop doing immediately, is you have to stop going out. You can't be going out partying, you can't be going out drinking on the weekend, because if you do that, then your trading on Monday morning is going to be absolutely terrible, and you are not going to be able to actually take the good trades which you learned from your mentorship course, okay? So do not be drinking, do not be clubbing, do not be partying with girls on the weekend, right? That's going to mess up your trading. And if you actually want to become a full-time trader, then you are going to need to make those sacrifices in order to improve your psychology and in order to actually see results from trading, okay? Now, the reason I say this and the reason why psychology is so important is because trading isn't just about having a strategy. You have to make sure that your psychology every single day is on point. You got to make sure that you're always in the best possible mood. You got to make sure that you're actually following your plan every single day, because if you don't, and if your psychology is bad, then you are not going to follow your plan and you're not going to be able to pass funded accounts. So a very important thing is to make sure your psychology is on point. And another tip which I would recommend to improve your psychology is to literally just make sure you're going to the gym. Make sure that you're not being lazy. Make sure that you're actually doing stuff every single day alongside trading, okay? Make sure you're being active. Make sure you're actually, you know, using your mind a bit more, okay? Because if you're only focused on trading every single day, then eventually you're going to get a bit worn out, okay? So go to the gym, live a healthy lifestyle, and do not drink, do not do drugs. And that is how you can improve your psychology, and you will actually start to see results from trading. All right, boys, so now that you've got yourself a mentor, and now that you've actually got a 9-to-5 job to use that money into your trading, the final thing you need to do is actually start practicing what you've learned, okay? Actually go for these funded accounts, try and get yourself funded. And here are some tips which I would recommend to use to get yourself funded as quickly as possible. The first thing I recommend, guys, when you're going for these funded accounts is you want to make sure that you are risking 1%, max 2%, okay? And that is how you are going to be able to pass these accounts. Do not try and risk 4%, 5% on your account, because you're going to end up blowing it. Make sure that you're actually following a risk management plan. Make sure you actually are risking a good amount every single time, but also at the same time, do not under risk. Do not risk 0.5%, do not risk 0.2%, because then it's going to take you ages to catch a winning trade to pass your account. For me, 1% is the sweet spot, and I've been trading for 2.5 years, and even up until this day, I still risk 1% on a challenge because I know it works for me, okay? So what I recommend doing and what I do is I risk 1% every single trade on my funded accounts and on my challenge accounts, and that is what I recommend you guys do as well. And it's also very important, guys, to not rush the process. There is no time limit anymore when it comes to passing funded accounts, okay? And for those of you that are new to trading, you're very, very lucky that this is the case, because when I started learning how to trade, I remember there was a 30-day time limit that you had to learn how to trade and pass the accounting, right? So guys, it's crazy that there's no time limit now. Realistically, you have all the time in the world and you can take all of the time you want to pass these funded accounts. So take your time with it, guys. And like I said, risk 1% every single trade, follow your rules, stick to your plan, and that is how you are going to pass your first funded account. And the final thing, guys, when it comes to passing funded accounts is make sure that you start with a small funded account. Do not go for a big funded account on your first try, okay? Start with a small account, start with maybe a 5K, a 10K, a 25K account, and when you pass that and when you get a profit, then you can use your profit from that small account to fund into a bigger account and hopefully pass 100K, maybe a 200K, and then you're going to be very, very nicely funded to start making some serious money from trading and eventually quit your 9-to-5 job, move out to Thailand like me, and start to actually reap the rewards of trading, okay? So that is what I would do if I had to start again from scratch, and hopefully that makes sense to everybody watching. Make sure to do all the things which I said at the start of the video, which is learn from a mentor, have a 9-to-5 job, take trading seriously, right? Actually learn from the course and take your time with it, master your psychology, pass these funded accounts, boys, and that is exactly how you can become a full-time trader. And by the way, guys, if you are wanting to learn how to trade and if you want a good mentor to learn from, you can send me a DM. My Instagram is going to be up on the screen right here. I'm 20 years old, almost funded with $500,000. So if you want to learn exactly how I became a full-time trader at 20 years old, send me a DM on Instagram. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on Sunday for a crazy day in the life video. Let's go.